Whether you're watching your favorite NBA team at the arena, the bar, or hanging at home, grab an ice-cold Michelob Ultra and enjoy every moment of the NBA season. Stock up today and watch your team drop buckets with a bucket full of ice-cold Ultra. Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra. Registered light beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Must be 21 plus to order alcohol. Alcohol available only in select markets.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
You have one new message. Translating. Disney and Pixar's Hoppers is now available on Disney+.
You could say that again.
Critics are calling it Pixar's funniest movie ever and a wildly entertaining ride. Blizzard Potato. It's certified fresh and verified hot.
Now we party.
This is incredible!
Wow, I am clearing the rest of the day.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, now available on Disney+. Rated PG.
Are all batteries the same? That's like asking if all soccer players are the same. Take Messi, the most decorated player ever. Is there any other player who has achieved that? No, just him. Now take Duracell. Is there any other battery with power boost ingredients inside? No, just Duracell. Remember, goats only trust goats because they're built different. And Messi only trusts Duracell.
Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through AmexTravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid. Drinkers, you know what it is. Drink it in, everybody. Drink it in, man. Side of cornbread.
Cornbread!
Gotta make it a double.
Cornbread!
I'm your host, Eric Oakery. You know what it is right here on the Koolaid Cast. I'm going solo. I looked at the schedule and I'm like, I know we're doing dollars that make sense.
Money, 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 money.
SENSE. We're doing the series. We started last week. We started with the quarterbacks, basically because Chops was on and he only likes to talk about Jared Goff on this show. And then we talked about the specialists, just kind of get us going. 2 easy positions. This week I was going to do running backs and linebackers. 2 positions I really like, not only on this team, but just fun to watch, both sides of the football. But Chops is off again. No, he always does his schedule up. He's probably traveling all over the country doing whatever he does. But the hope is that we will... he'll be back the next few weeks, and I was like, let's just do dollars make sense when he's on. Maybe we'll do some pre-recorded, get some things done, and just get through the series that way. But plenty more positions and stuff to do. So today, what I thought I'd do is just what's going on with the Lions. What are some topics everybody's been hearing about? What are my takes, thoughts, opinions? And I also want to do, man, I can't breathe right now. I want to do a little bit of like Detroit sports kind of just what's going on in Detroit right now, in the state of Michigan with our sports team. So I'll do some quick hitters on some different things that are on my mind as well. Do this off the cuff. We don't have notes. We don't have bullet points. We're going to make it happen, though. So I don't have any more time to mess around. Let's do this. Just as I'm recording here today, the Lions got started with a mandatory mini camp. Dan Freaky Campbell was at the podium, being Dan Campbell, being funny, being intense, being coy with the media, sort of saying everything's great like always, but also not giving his guys a ton of credit because he's in that grit mode. He wants everybody to get back and earn it, which I understand. Lions have been doing OTAs for a while now. You hear, this guy's in the best shape of his life. This guy's bulked up in the weight room. This guy knows the playbook. This addition in the offseason is going to make a big difference. This is the Koolaid Cast. We like to hype it up, serve it up, hyperbole. You know what we do on the show.
Drink it in, man.
So we love all that positivity, all that stuff you hear, but I gotta admit it does get a little old year after year after year. Just hearing people like, just every NFL team and everything's great and don't worry and this guy's gonna be back. I'm not sure. Maybe. TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope they play well. Like, you get to a point where you're just like, can you just show me? Can we just have football already so I can see what these guys are doing? Some of these people are not going to be as good as advertised. Writers, media people are just looking for things to write about and exfoliate on and talk about how glowing this 4th, 5th, 6th round pick's going to be. Oh, this guy in year 2 is due for a breakout. It's kind of like, it does get a little exhausting where you're just sort of like, come on, man. We kind of know who the ballers are on this team. We have some hopes for a few guys after that, but you can't just do this every year. And then the whole Dan Campbell, like, I will just tell you December for Brian Branch. My boy, Brian Branch, just in case he's not ready. It's like, my hot take is that Brian Branch is going to be back. I don't see him going on PUP. I don't see him be an October, November type guy. I see him being back on the field much earlier. Now, is he going to start training camp? No. Is he going to be in first game of the season? TBD, but probably no. But, like, can this guy be back in the first few games and be 80% of himself and sort of ramp himself up as he plays maybe limited snaps, or he's out there in situations and the next thing you know, he looks and feels like the same player he was? I think so. And here's another hot take for you. I feel like Dan Freaky Campbell and Brad used to be always open for business Holmes are just like downplaying Kirby Joseph. They know everybody saw he was hurt, couldn't come back, isn't doing good. There's lots of media things. He may never play again. This knee's never going to be right. I think they're just milking that for all it's worth. Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, you can't push it. We'll see. I expect Kirby Joseph to be out there, if not day one of training camp, like early in camp, even if it's limited reps on the practice field. Of course, they're not going to like really push him in preseason games. But Kerbal's a guy that I think just comes back week 1, and like all of a sudden we're all like, well, what was all this talk about the knee? Like, we're all worried about this knee, and we heard all about this knee, and everybody thought his career was over, and he's back, and he seems fine. I mean, the guy's a hell of a ball player. He really came into his own as a tackler and a leader on defense, but we know he's a ball hawk. He goes and gets the ball. So I think they're just kind of laying it out there, not saying anything, because if you don't say, like, hey, this isn't true, or we expect him back, or he's doing real well, you can just play into all the negativity that's out there of he's doing terrible, he's doing all this training, it's never going to be okay. So you don't have to lie about it, but I think sometimes they just lean into the woe is me negativity because they know that it's more than positive on the inside, and then fans will be more than happy if Kerbal's out there balling in his 3-1 making INTs all day. So there's a lot of that going on where I think some of these guys are not as hurt as they may seem, but why say it now? And also, like Dan Campbell said, he's not going to go out of his way to just pub everybody up because he did that in the past, and at times he'd pump up a big denim Levi Onwuzurike, and by the third practice his back was out again, or he ripped up his knee, or whatever else he's had injured that hasn't allowed him to play. So he's just like, I'm just going to let people show me. He got into a few superlatives today, which kind of surprised me about a few players, but that's going to happen. But mostly it's just, he's in the show me mode. I'm in the let's get this thing going type deal. But like I said, they just got this little mini camp going. It's recording this Tuesday night, got going today, Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You'll see the good reports from Jeff Risden coming out. You'll see our guy, the Doc, on Sports Illustrated. They're doing his thing, putting out pictures, tweets, and then he gets on the mic on the YouTube for about an hour, 2 hours, tells you all the haps that are going on. Word today was just there were multiple fights, which seems kind of stupid with, shells and shorts or whatever they're doing in a mandatory mini camp, but this isn't really the time you need to be fighting. Save that for the depths of end of training camp when you're all beat up and just frustrated with people. But I guess Anthony Lucas, everybody's new darling, the edge player that we got undrafted, who now everybody's like, watch out for this guy, I can't believe we got him. Like, okay. Like, I've heard good things about Anthony Lucas too, and I hope that he does some great things, but I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame or penciling him in as some 5, 8, 10 sack type player by any means. But I guess he was getting after it. Punches are being thrown with some no-name offensive linemen. So that's just football players doing football player things. Other injury type deals. It's like, I saw an interview just before I hit record here with Ennis the Menace, Ennis Rakestraw, where he was just like, all I thought about is getting back on the field. I didn't take any trips. I just stayed around. I tried to get my body right. I did shoulders. I did hamstrings. I did, whatever else has been ailing this guy, trying to get it right. And all he wants to do is get out there and make plays and make Detroit proud, he said. But I'm actually not the type of guy who has written Rakestraw off. I liked him in the draft process. I was a little surprised they double dipped on corners back to back like that, but if Rakestraw can make plays and have a healthy season and be gritty and grimy, I like him in the number 2 he's wearing now on the jersey. He's had multiple numbers, 2 looks nice on him. He's just got to get out there and find his way. And the hardest thing is he's basically still a rookie, so it's not easy for these guys to just go from 0 to 60. Even if he is healthy, he's going to have those bumps in the road. But if he's a good depth corner with a little bit of high-end upside, that'd be tremendous. So love to see him get through the whole season mostly, healthy and out there playing, getting reps in real games, not just a practice or off-season or whatever. So hoping that happens. Here's a half little Oakley rant for you people. We live here, Detroit, Michiganders, whatever, where it's we're hard workers, whether you're on the, the auto line, you're out there busting your hump in the office, or you're doing some type of manual work, building homes, whatever it may be. It's we put it in, whether you're at a computer doing it or outside doing your thing or anywhere in between, right? So what gets me is when you look over some of these injuries. I've talked about injuries in this season where dude has a hamstring pull in week 3 and you never see him again. Or Josh Pascal has, he's got a little something going on with his back. He misses 12 weeks of football. I'm looking at this on the off season, Rock Ya-Sin out with illness, Tyler Conklin unknown issues, Teddy Bridgewater unknown absence, Terrion Arnold still recovering from shoulder surgery, double shoulder, whatever he's got going. It just bugs me because if you're really hurt and you've had a surgery, I get it. If you tweak something, I get it. If all we're asking you to do is come out for a mandatory minicamp for 3 days and you're out with a cold, or you had a family issue pop up and you can't be there, I call BS on most of that, man. Like, every day, all of us regular people have things that come up. What do? You still handle those things, but you get your ass to work, you know? Especially if, like, our job was just like, hey, I need you here for these few months are really important. Do you think I'd wait for those couple months and then tell the boss, hey, I'm not feeling so well today, I gotta be out? No, you're gonna be there, man. You know what's important. Like, these football players are off for months. They only got to come back for a couple things, and they're out with sicknesses or family issues, or, I'm still recovering from that tweaked forearm that I have. It's like, just get out there, man. Same with the season. Like, I heard Chuck Clark talk today on an interview, and Chuck Clark was like, unless it's something I can't play with, I'm out there. And you can look at my career, and he has been out there. He has kept himself healthy. But it's a mindset, man. And these guys that don't ever get hurt, it's a mindset. It's a training thing. You train your body so you don't get hurt. If you do tweak something, you fight through. And we talk about grit and all that stuff, but it just drives me nuts when I see players with little nothings, or these coaches, so-and-so's not going to be out there. He's got a bug. He's not feeling well. It's like, they got to drive them nuts too. I know the league, and, we all have these managers and people that just like let everything slide, or, Mary's got to be off again for the 18th time this year, where like, Susie over there never misses a day, or Bill's, got his something with his kids again, and, Mike's over there is busting his hump, working his tail off for the company. Like, that kind of stuff drives me nuts. So I'm hoping we have a really healthy season, but note to all NFL players and sports people, we know that you're human beings, so things do happen. But if you could really look at the common man and actually fight through some things and show up for your teammates, even when you're not feeling your best, you got a little tweak, you'd rather not practice, like, you make great money. And people depend on you, your teammates, your coaches, the fans, everybody. Get out there and do what you got to do. So there you go. There's an Oakrey measured yet same rant I've done in the past. Here's the thing. I was going to talk about running backs, and we've got a lot of talk about the multidimensional, positionless. Wait for it. Elite weapon. Jahmyr Gibbs. People talking, he's the bell cow. He's going to get all the touches. Throw him the football. Watch out. Offensive player of the year. Top pick in fantasy football. I mean, I'm for all that stuff. But to me, it's just like Jahmyr Gibbs is like a top 10 talent in the whole league. He's faster than everybody. He's showing power. He's smart. He's fun. He's got the $1 million smile. He's athletic. He can break tackles. He can catch the ball. He can run you over. He scores a lot of touchdowns. You love everything about him, but the Lions are already talking like, we got to figure out how to keep him healthy. Fans are like, he's going to get all the touches, but is he going to be able to stay healthy? I'm still looking at his numbers here, and it says he had 77 catches for like 600 some yards last year. Which, like, 77 is a good number for a running back. It doesn't seem like he catches that many because they're usually nothing little passes. I mean, everything keeps him under like an 8-yard average. So it's crazy how he doesn't catch these little ones and house it most of the time. Or, I don't know, catch a pass 20 yards down the field. Would that kill him? But I think the guy can do everything. And I think he's already shown that he's pretty damn tough for a guy with his skill set. So I would just look at it as, everybody loved Demo. Even Jahmyr Gibbs did. But it's like, without him, I mean, there were games where Gibbs didn't see the field for like the first 3 drives. It's the first quarter's over and Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't seen the field. Like, you need him out there all the time, as much as possible. Even if he's a decoy or he's just running routes, taking up linebackers, or anything you can do with this guy is great. So I say just get him the ball. Lots of different ways. Be creative. I always hear these things like, we're going to do a lot of things. We're going to be creative with this player. And then you watch him during the season, you're like, what were you creative with? You didn't run any special routes. He didn't do any gadget plays. He ran the same off tackle, up the middle, pitch to the outside runs we see all the time. So I don't know what these guys are saying takes so much time to be creative with Jahmyr Gibbs when it's like I haven't seen anyone run one pattern that was like 20, 30 yards down the field, catch a ball over a linebacker and go to the house. It's like, hey, nothing's open, check down to Gibbs. Hey, a little square out to Gibbs. Hey, angle route to Gibbs. It's just like, anybody could draw those up on a napkin, man. So I'm all about Gibbs getting the ball 20, 30 times a game through the air and the ground. I'm not very worried about his injury because anybody can get injured. Dude's young. Dude's physical. He's athletic. He's faster than everybody. He can get out of bounds most of the time. So load this guy up with the ball, however you got to do it, and just let him roll. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a special, special season. But they got to be able to throw it to him better. And, I just getting tired of all these injury talk. Just play the game. Be tough. Speaking of play the game and be tough, I already talked about my boy, Brian Branch. It's like, he's not really out there. People are already acting like he's going to be out till Christmas. And I already gave my take on it. I don't think so. I gave you my Kirby take. I'm going to keep it moving. There's been a lot of buzz about UDFA quarterback Luke Altmaier. He's done some impressive things. He looks the part. He's unflappable. He's this, he's that. Like, let's see if he makes plays, not only in these little camps, mini camps, but also in training camp. Because, yeah, it'd be great. I've heard terrible things about Teddy Bridgewater. Dude's a vet, should know everything. He's a coach. He should know all the plays like the back of his hand. And all I hear is like, interception, missed a guy, had a bad day. It's like, why is Teddy Bridgewater having a bad day as a backup QB2 at his age with his coaching mentality? It makes no sense to me. So if he's struggling and you just want to go with the rook, like I wouldn't really have a problem with it. But if Luke Altmaier can do some things, be exciting, hold a clipboard, and be good in the tape room, I guess that helps. But again, it's a QB 2-3, whatever, so I'm not very excited, which we talked about before. You know who I am excited about is Isaac Tesla, a.k.a. Vanilla Smooth. He's entering year 2. He looks the part. He has great hair. He is bigger. He says he's got crisper routes. He can obviously go up and get the football, mostly with one hand, sometimes with two, sometimes diving backwards. And like when they first made the pick, me and Chops were like, who? Isaac, who? Isaac Tesla.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
Exactly. Like we didn't know. Brad Holmes had to have him. Comes in and catches like 16 balls, 6 of those are touchdowns. But like the more you see him, it's just like, can this guy really come into his own in year 2? People are calling him like a vet already, and it's like, really? Dude kind of was nowhere last year except for a couple highlight plays and some end zone scores. And it's like, but he just looks the part of a WR3. Like a big slot, a touchdown red zone guy, a highlight guy, got some swag to him, like fits in great with Amon Ra and hashtag JMO Fast. Like, I think that's such a beautiful combo of wide receivers, and like I would love to see them just deploy all 3 of them all over the field all year long, just dicing up defenses, Tesla getting all types of little Cooper Kupp catches, going up over people and mossing fools, like finding the end zone double-digit times, like being yoked up, like looking the part in the jersey, which I think 18's swaggy too for a wide receiver. I might have to give me an 18 in Honolulu blue or that white crispy if he starts making plays. But like, I'm just excited about this guy overall, and I'm also like kind of tempering myself, and I'm hoping other people do, because dude didn't do much last year. He wasn't out there much last year. They didn't really feature him at all last year. He did a few things that wowed you, and the rest of the time you were like, is Tesla on the team? Like, didn't they give up like 3/3, in total to go get this cat? Like, is he there? Hello? And like, you just didn't see him, you didn't feel him. So like, is he really gonna come into his own this year and catch 60 balls and 10 touchdowns and just be a perfect complement to the other guys? I mean, that'd be incredible, but I just don't know. There's lots of talk about the Lions nickels. Is it gonna be McCreary? Is it gonna be this safety? When's BB gonna be back? All that stuff. Like, we'll see. There's good reports about Mays at center from what I've heard. Lots of talk about Peyton Turner. Former first rounder, never did a damn thing, always hurt, looks the part in the jersey, send him off the bus early, but never makes plays type of guy, Peyton Turner. Like, is this guy really going to come to Detroit and all of a sudden be healthy, show up, make plays? I mean, people are like, he's the Marcus Davenport guy. It's like, exactly the same things you heard about Davenport. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. He looks this, he's doing this in practice in shorts. And then you're like, remember, it's Marcus Davenport where he's hurt when the wind blows too hard. I mean, Peyton Turner, I can't see doing anything, but the Lions are due for like a guy like that. Reclamation project, quote unquote talented, always had bad injury luck, shows up early, gets some buzz, and then actually like carries that buzz into the season and makes plays. And what's everybody doing? Talk about our guy, the assassin, Ahmed Hassanin, like talking about him like not making the roster. Like, dude has got his diet changed. He's worked with Hutch's trainer. Dude's a hard worker. We took him, then we cut him, and we brought him back. Like, you're telling me the Lions are so good? They've beefed up so much at edge where they have nobody that you're going to get rid of a young kid like this who has the right mentality, is all hustle? Hell no. Hell to the no. Like, I feel like the assassin needs to live up to the nickname, get some snaps, and go out there and kill some quarterbacks. What I think needs to happen. So I'm hoping that goes down. I mean, we got DJ Reed talking about going to get stem cells. I didn't even know if that was legal or not, but he didn't seem worried throwing that out to the media. DJ, that's my DJ, saying everything right, but then you hear about him in practice getting roasted, toasted, and extra crispy. And it's like, oh, but he can't jam people. He's a lock-up card. He's a physical card. It's like, I don't care if you're physical or not. Like, you shouldn't be getting roasted and run by every time I see a highlight video. So I liked how he played in the beginning of last year. I like the dude. I like the player. The contract was a lot, but it is what it is. Then his hamstring fell off, and he fell off, and we need him to be real good because he's our guy that at least has played some decent ball, and then everyone's projecting, oh, TA is going to be a breakout, Ennis is going to be back healthy, this guy is going to do this guy, Abney in the slot in the 5th round. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative here on the show, but like, there's a lot of Kool-Aid flowing, and like, I hope it all goes down with a double-sided cornbread, but it's like, come on, man. Like, you need DJ Reed to get back to his top self. You need Terrion Arnold to play like a top 20 first-round player. You got to bring Keith Abney along a little bit slow. He's not going to be your stud inside corner from day one. He never did that in college at all. Is he a fun player to watch and a guy with some upside? Absolutely. Is he a guy that I'm counting on to be my stopper in the NFL? No. And then you got to get over the injuries on the back end, as well as, can you rush the passer? You added a few bodies. All the coaches, we added a lot of length this offseason. We added some length. We had to get some length. We had to get some speed out there. I like the bodies we got. What did we add other than a second-round Derek, I can't spell my first name correctly, Moore. Shout out #GoBlue, who will grow into a nice role, but he's not a every down, go get him type of player. He's a big old beast that power rushes and can do some things. And you added guys like Peyton Turner. I'm celebrating Hassanin, like these are the guys you added that are got you all excited. Like, you're gonna have to prove it to me that you get after the quarterback. Now, do I think Aleem, aka Honeybun, aka Twinkle Toes, aka is gonna be back pushing bodies, doing things, and bullying people? Yeah, but even when he was at his best, what did he get? A couple sacks, couple pressures. I mean, he doesn't push the pocket like some of those big time interiors. Oh, but Tyleek's gonna be everything. Tyleek Williams says everything right, looks the part, and to me, he's just been a big plugging, ho-hum defensive tackle. Can Tyleek go from that to a penetrating, pocket pushing, dynamic player in the middle of your defense? I mean, that's our hope. That would be a beautiful combo to have those two big bodies that also can move their feet and get after people a little bit, but they got to get after people first. I can't totally just say, well, he had a couple flashes last year and he's more comfortable and he's got a bigger role, so he's going to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I don't know. So I think there's a lot of question marks, but I like our talent. I like our depth. I love our offense. You know, get three wides all day long. Jahmyr Gibbs, all four quarters. Tight ends. If Sam Laporta is healthy, that's all those little. Everything else is covered. Boom, there's biscuits right over the middle. Boom, there's biscuits in the red zone. Hey, missed the biscuits. Here's another one for 15 yards and a first down. Like that's why he's so clutch. You know, you can't get by with the Brock Wrights of the world or some of these other rookies that you sign or have on your depth chart. You got to have a guy that not only is smart but can move and can catch. And Sam Laporta, for all the Laportas out there, showing a lot of ability after the catch to get up the field, break tackles, do some nice things when needed. So he's a clutch part to this team. If you have the wide receiver, you got Gibbs. You don't have that guy in the middle kind of taking care of people. Block, pass game, you can't run your play action game. That really hurts you a lot. So there's a lot going on with the Lions. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other hot topics I get into, but I'm looking at the clock here. What am I at? About 20, 30 minutes already before I could even blink. Let's talk about Detroit sports, and I'm going to get up out of here. So what's going on with Detroit sports? Last week, I think it was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks now, we did the whole Dylan Larkin. I gave my co-host at Chops in the D, Chop, his time to talk about it. I had my thoughts. You know, since then, you've heard about the trade list expanding possibly, or teams that aren't on it calling and trading offers. Could we get the number 2 overall draft pick for Dylan Larkin? Do you want a top goalie, but then you can trade him because you already got goalies? Like, to me, this is what I'll say about it again. I'll be quick. Like, I feel like the Red Wings were pretty close to getting over the hump, meaning like getting in the postseason, maybe being a fun team, do some damage. You can't slow play your young cats as much as they have. I know hockey, it takes longer to season them and get them ready and bring them up. But I feel like the guys that are kind of on that cusp, you need to bring up. You saw some fruits last year from some of the young guys that came up, did some things. Some guys you probably realize aren't as good as you thought they were when they either come up or when they're in the minors for as long as they have been. But people talking about trading Kosa, you never even saw what this guy could do at the NHL level. I know. But we've got Augustine, and we got this European guy's name that I can't pronounce, and we got this guy. I'm going to do... It's like... So you're gonna spend all this time kind of bringing Kosa along and having him in Grand Rapids doing all this just so you can move him along to another team when he's kind of ready to play probably at the next level. That doesn't seem like great asset management unless you get something worthwhile for a guy like that can actually help your hockey team right now. I don't know how long Augustine's going to take, but I would love to see him up ASAP because he's supposed to be the future, the stud, and like we need a stud goalie. Don't tell me Gibson's going to win you cups. He's going to probably get you to playoffs if you get your team right, and he played pretty well at times last year, but he's not going to do it on the highest of high levels. And when you trade Dylan Larkin, like I'm much more for getting Steve Yzerman. Let me tackle that real quick for all you people that want to run him out of town. You knew the record wasn't going to be good because he started with a terrible setup, terrible squad. So the first 2 to 3 seasons were written off regardless when he's building up the farm system, bringing in his type of guys. have all those guys worked, or has his team builds? Has he been aggressive enough at trade deadlines? No. But like, Steve Yzerman's not going anywhere, people. This is not only a Detroit legend, this guy's a shrewd NHL general manager that you want, in this city on your team. Have the results been what you and anybody wanted to this point? No. But do you got a better solution that's going to be in here and do the job and magically fix everything with the snap of his fingers? Or will you let this guy get another couple years where he can get over this Dylan situation, hopefully get a nice return for him, have some of the young cats come up, have a goalie come up, have us get in the playoffs, and then either we're on the come up at that point, ready to win and move in the playoffs and possibly win cups, or if we're completely opposite of that, we're barely getting in, we miss the playoffs another year or two, of course, then you can move on. But I think the guy's got a lifetime contract basically with the Illiches, and I'm fine with it because guys knows hockey. He's a total leader. He's trying to do it a certain way. It hasn't worked out probably how he hoped, because some of the players he picked haven't produced the way he hoped, or had the type of attitude he wanted, or shown the leadership that he thought they would. And so now he's trying to retool. So if this ends up being a Jared Goff situation or a Matty Statty situation where Dylan Larkin asks out, you trade him, you get a couple assets, couple picks, you make hay with those. There's no reason the Red Wings can't be a top hockey team in a year or two. It's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think so. They've taken a step back, but I'm on Team Yzerman, as well as let's get as much and as best as we can for Dylan Larkin. If they have to be young assets, draft picks, young players that haven't done much yet, I'm more apt to do that than go get some aging veteran that costs you some ridiculous NHL contract that you're going to have to throw away in a couple years anyway, because that doesn't help you in the big picture, in my opinion. Let's get to my Pistons, people. Lots of rumor innuendo about, they're going to go get Murphy. They're going to go get Hero. I've seen the pictures with Kyrie Irving in a Pistons uniform. And people, I don't know what you're thinking with that, but, I don't want Kyrie Irving anywhere near my basketball team. Dude's very talented. Back in the day, he was a cold-blooded killer. He had Kobe qualities and was just straight up baller. Now, he's got gray hair. He's just not the same dude, and I've always hated his mentality, so I do not want Kyrie Irving. I like Tyler Hero from a swag, plus he seems like he's in that nice part of his career where he's kind of just hitting his prime. He's on the come up. He seems like he'd be a nice fit with Cade. There's some swag. There's some skill. There's some ability there. If he wants to be here, I'd be open to that. Murphy seems like the cat that the Pistons really want. They're willing to give up Stu. They're willing to give up Ron Holland. Of course, the NBA, you just say, how many first-round picks do you want? They just give them away like candy. So I'm all for that. He feels like a nice fit as well. The Pistons, to me, need to get, if you're going to give away a guy like Stu, who obviously showed they didn't have trust him in the playoffs, and Ron Holland is a tough, fun player, but doesn't seem like he can score or shoot the basketball. So I'm okay, I guess, with giving up both those guys. I'm not as worried about the first-round picks. Like I just said, they basically give them away. It doesn't seem to matter in the NBA. But you got to get a guy like Murphy and probably another piece or two to get you up over the hump. I would have loved to see the Pistons against the New York Knicks this year. I feel like that would have been a hell of a series. Could have beat them up. Could have out-physicaled them, even though we played two big series before that. But it didn't happen. So, and I don't think the Pistons, if they don't make these big moves and kind of add some top-end talent, I don't see them being as good in the regular season next year. So you might have a tougher playoff route than you had this year. But this team, Cade plays the way he does, and the supporting pieces are balling the way they were. Should still be a top 3 team in the East, as well as just Cade's got that leadership, man, where he's just tough, shoots the basketball great now, does everything you need him to do. And I don't think I'd pay Jalen Duren either while we're on the subject. I would look to retool my team without him, because you're talking about $30-40 million per. Dude's 22, I get it. But he doesn't feel and look like a basketball player to me if he's not doing the Sean Kemp alley-oops every other play. His free throws don't look bad, and at times he can't shoot pull-ups, he can't shoot threes, he's got no post moves. He seems kind of weak, he's a physical specimen in the jersey, but he looks too stiff to me. He does some nice things defensively and rebounding, but not like the type of way I want to see it from a top-end basketball player that I'm paying $30-40 million. So I'm looking at like sign and trade with him or move him along and just replace him with a guy who can shoot the three, spread the floor, block shots, gritty, younger, not younger than Dern because he's 22, but like give me a guy that's 24, 25, 26 that has a nice contract, a lot of upside, and is a great pairing with Cade, and just move on from JD, in my opinion. So that's what's going on with my Pistons. I'm really excited to see how they do. What's NBA draft is like the end of June 23rd, and then we flip it over to I think free agency is that July 1, kind of right after the draft there. So that'll be rolling. Like you say, it'll be a very interesting off-season trade and free agency for the Detroit Red Wings. And we'll just end off with my Michigan Wolverines when it comes to college football. I know everyone's looking forward to college ball, any type of football getting back here. It's crazy. It's like mid to late June coming up soon. So you're basically by the end of July, you got NFL training camps. You've got college, basically starting in that end of August, mid-August, early September-ish. Right after that, you got the NFL. So can't wait to see that. And like Coach Witt with the Wolverines just seems like a great dude. I still got my questions about my boy Underwood. I mean, I loved him. Then I saw him for a year, and I really didn't like what I saw. I've heard bad things this offseason, but I still love his talent. Seemed like a great kid too, so I'd love to see him put it together, run all over the football field, throw the ball like on a dime instead of off his back foot. But I know we got some Sparties out there as well as, this is a Lions pod, but that's kind of where I'm at with Detroit sports. Like, Red Wings got a lot of work to do. Pistons are on the come up. Hope they make a couple nice moves here. The Michigan Wolverines should be really fun to watch. I mean, watch out for Hitter, the new running back. Dude's a specimen as a true freshman. Looks the part. Going to be an absolute stud. Maybe one of the best running backs to ever play at the school. You've got Marshall already there too. You've got some guys on the outside. Now you've got the big offensive line. You got some defensive ballers. So, I'm expecting college football playoff. Battling for the Big Ten title. Hopefully it all comes down to the game at the end of the season. And we take it to that team down south, because you know what happens when we do.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
Ohio State is vanquished.
Everybody, that's your Oakrey solo, like everything on the top of my head about the Lions. And then some Wings, Pistons, and Wolverine talk. No, I didn't hit on the sport we shall not speak of. No, I don't talk about Sparty ball. No, I don't care about anything else that's going on. But I think 2026, 2027 is going to be a huge year for Detroit sports, the state of Michigan. Next week, Chop will be back. We'll probably do RBs and LBs for dollars that make sense, SENSE. Talk about any news and notes with the Lions. Then I think Chops is back for a few more weeks, so we'll keep it rolling. Who knows? We might do guests. We might have calls. We might have all types of things here on the Koolaid Cast. But we need everybody to drink it in. Double-sided cornbread. You know what it is. Get excited about this team. I know I gave you some, realistic takes today. But I've already on record of picking the Detroit Lions to go undefeated in the regular season, win the division, first seed, and walk through the playoffs and the Super Bowl. It's happening this year, people. I know it's bold. I know it's Kool-Aid laced, but I'm here to tell you that's real. That's how I feel. They got to ball out, but I think it's going to happen. It's going to shock the world. Everybody, that's what I got. I'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. I'm out.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What
Get in.